Thank you everybody for joining us. Welcome to the Souderton Business Improvement District second public hearing of reauthorization. I'm Liz Peitzman, coordinator of the Souderton Bid, and tonight I'm joined with members of the District Advisory Council, Christina DeVirgilis, manager of Souderton Telford Main Streets, as well as Bill Gehrman from En route Marketing. Our meeting will consist of a short overview of what we do, a presentation from En route Marketing, and will be followed by a question and answer period. For everyone who couldn't make it to our last meeting, you can watch the recording and find out more about the reauthorization process in the frequently asked questions section on our website, soudertonbid.com. Tonight, we ask that you type any questions into the chat throughout the presentation to be answered at the end. During the Q&A, you can raise your hand to be unmuted, and a recording of this meeting will be shared for those who were not able to attend. Just to quickly recap our first meeting, since 2016, the Souderton Business Improvement District, a nonprofit, has been working alongside business and property owners within the borough of Souderton and its commercial district. Our website and social media contains local networking and opportunities for community members and business owners. Our staff works to support our business community by providing that communication link, helping you to make connections, whether you are looking to rent or sell your property, have a job opening, are facing similar challenges, or just looking to collaborate. Some of our beautification efforts include cafe lights along Main Street, community flower pots, the Chestnut Street mural, the Souderton Headlines project, and the new seating on Main Street. Hosting events like the super popular Third Friday bring our local community together, as well as bring people into our community. We are planning on adding new and exciting events to our schedule, so make sure to sign up for our newsletter to get updated. We have worked together closely with the Borough of Souderton on a number of projects, including free advertising on the Route 113 digital sign, which is viewed by over 9,000 drivers each day, providing marketing data to our members, and managing Third Fridays. With the bids urging, the borough has received a $140,000 matching grant from the county for the Chestnut Street parking lot. The project is in initial planning stage, and the borough welcomes bid input throughout the process. The borough continues to provide its support and has endorsed the Souderton Bid Reauthorization Plan. Economic development is one of our major goals. We will market to prospective businesses and show why Souderton is the right community to bring their business to. We've begun collecting demographic and marketing data and plan to put this research to good use. Harry Boardman is here to share about the most recent projects.
Hi everybody, Harry Boardman here. Two of our, before I go on, can everybody hear me and see me? Or
Yeah.
Please hear me? Okay, great. Last time I didn't unmute, so sorry about that. Two of our most recent projects that have completed actually within the last few weeks are really great. We have a public seating project on Main Street near the parking lot across from the future North End Market project. They were, there it is, built out of stone and concrete, and steel, custom made just for us, so no other towns have anything like it. And we're already seeing a lot of people really enjoy them, so make sure you go check them out. The other project that just came to an end is, complete installation is the Souderton Connects, Souderton Headlines project, excuse me. The Souderton Headlines project takes vintage newspaper vending machines that you see on your screen, and 8 different local artists painted them, one each. They're now placed throughout town in busy areas near parking lots and other commercial areas, with maps on the top that show a map of Souderton's businesses on one side and a list of those businesses on the other. And that's something that's only for bid member businesses. So we're really excited about those.
Thank you, Harry.
Thank you.
Reauthorizing for the next 5 years will give the opportunity to continue to move towards our goal of strong and steady economic development for our community. Moving forward, we are increasing our geographic boundaries to include the entire borough of Souderton. However, we are not increasing the assessment rate. Also, the BID and Souderton Telford Main Streets will merge to form one new organization called Souderton Connects. Merging will help bring a clarity and focus, better communication overall, as well as ensuring accountability from all parties involved. Looking to the future, the Souderton Connects website is scheduled to launch next month, and our new website is geared to be everyone's go-to site for all things Souderton. The most exciting news is our partnership with En route Marketing. Bill Gehrman is here to present the new marketing campaign.
Wow. Hi, Liz. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
No pressure. We're the most exciting news among those things. That's perhaps the most flattering thing that's ever been said of us. So thank you for that nice introduction. Great. Excellent. Hi, everybody. Again, my name is Bill Gehrman. I'm the owner of En route. We are a marketing agency based in Center City, Philadelphia. And we only work exclusively in tourism, civic, and cultural arenas. And we are really excited to have been selected through an RFP process by the bid board to develop a marketing campaign for this fall. And we know it's a very exciting time for Souderton, and we look forward to really spreading the word. And nobody wants to be a best kept secret, so we're hoping to tell everybody about you. First, let me just tell you a little bit about En route. Again, we've been in business for 13 years. We only work in tourism, on tourism, cultural, and civic projects. We have about 22 years of destination marketing experience. At our core, our real passion is promoting destinations, creating destinations, working on product development, working on marketing plans, and really helping to promote specific destinations. We work really closely with government offices, destination marketing organizations within the tourism hospitality industry. We feel that partnerships really can go a long way in enhancing your marketing. And we really are focused on our clients and on value and results. We have a 5-person team, and we've built our agency with the tools that we need to make a difference for our clients, no matter what size their budget. We, again, are thrilled to be working with the bid on this project, that we're really looking to execute a marketing campaign. We want to generate awareness. We want people to know about Souderton and about all the businesses that are there. And so we've been working for the last 3 months to develop a multifaceted campaign that will not only generate awareness of Souderton, but visitation. And a year ago, or 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago, visitation would have meant feet on the street and getting cars to Souderton. But now we know from working with other destinations such as Chestnut Hill and Tacony neighborhood that we know that sometimes the online e-commerce aspect of business is just important for some of you. We know that through the changes through the COVID pandemic, if people couldn't get to your store, your online presence was really strong. So we are very focused on that, and we want to help you generate economic impact, both from in-person visitors as well as online visitors. So we're going to launch this campaign in the coming weeks. We'll extend through the holidays. What we're most excited about when it comes to marketing is it's all about the messaging and the content. And we have worked with destinations, and they tell us they have a lot going on, and we try to really, distinguish it and make it special. The great thing about Souderton is we don't have to do that. You have really done a lot of work, and I give a lot of credit to the bid. You are handing us a lot of great news and messaging. So in the coming weeks, through the different marketing channels, we're going to talk about Souderton as a Main Street destination, a place that people should check out. We're going to talk about individual businesses. We really want to hear what's going on with your business and how we can put the word out there so people want to come and see it and visit it online. All of the public art is great. The mural, Souderton headlines, the public art walking tour, the new artist design seating. That's really great. And we could not be more excited for the opening of the Broad Theater, the reopening shortly. So all of this plus any events, we know events, we don't know where they're going to be now with COVID. All of this really gives us a lot of content to talk about Souderton. So in terms of marketing recommendations, here are a series of them. The first one is generating awareness. We want people to know that Souderton is there, that you're open for business, and we want people to come and support local businesses and small businesses. We're really excited about the new website that you'll be launching. We've gotten a preview of it, and it really expands the amount of content and information. And we really want to increase traffic to those pages year round, not just when you have your third Fridays when they start up again, but we want to help develop content so that people will be looking for information, and that will also help your search engine optimization year round. We'll also look at increasing your website visitors through a variety of strategies, including advertising, paid advertising, but also partnerships and public relations, and enhancing your social media. We're looking to increase new traffic through your Google grant. I'm going to talk a little bit about a Google grant that you can get as a 501c3 organization that is already within the coming weeks going to be driving new traffic to the Souderton website. And finally, we're going to help you invest in Facebook and Instagram advertising. We can really target this advertising both demographically and geographically to help drive the people that you want looking at your website. When it comes to public relations, we have two people that will be working on public relations, and they have developed three main pitches that they'll be working on. First is an evergreen destination. There's lots of pieces that we can talk about with Souderton, but we want people to think about Souderton every day. We want them to think about you 11 o'clock on a Tuesday, 4 o'clock on a Thursday, Saturdays and Sundays. We want to give them plenty of reasons that they should come visit for history, shopping, entertainment, and outdoor activities. As I mentioned, we are really energized by all the great public art efforts you've been putting forth, and that will be a lead story that we'll be pushing and working with lots of the great visuals for TV, print, and online opportunities. And of course, the timing of this campaign will be very valuable to restaurants and retail and other businesses as the important holiday season comes. So we'll be really focusing a lot of effort on holiday stories. We'll be working with Liz and the BID team on social media, working to generate new high quality photo content. And I saw all the great photos that were on Liz's presentation. We look forward to putting them to use and putting compelling captions that will grow your social media audiences. We want to really describe what people can see and do in Souderton and really highlight the businesses. Souderton, the town, is important, but we really want to bring all of the businesses to the forefront to let people know what they can see and experience. And with all of the posts, we'll be looking to increase tagging, location tags, hashtags, partner tags. That will help to increase your audience over time. We will be investing in some advertising for the bid. As I mentioned, we have the Google grant that has been approved that will provide up to $10,000 per month in free Google advertising. There are some limits. We can't do everything that we may want to do with Google search, but without a doubt, based on what we've seen with working with many clients in their Google grants, this should significantly increase the traffic to your website. We're going to be looking at ad categories when people are searching for outdoors, dining, events, businesses, arts, beauty and wellness, as well as family attractions and things to do. We'll also be using some Facebook advertising to really showcase photos and videos to help people to become acquainted with Souderton and the businesses to drive them there both in person and online. One of our goals will also be to work with you, the business owners and employees. There's a lot that you can do to increase your digital footprint. And as I've said a couple times, during COVID, when shops had to close and people were not going out, a lot of businesses had to pivot and find new models. This included more online shopping, delivery for restaurants. And while there's more access in today, we don't know what to expect in the fall and the winter. So we really want to help all of you be prepared with your digital footprint, including your Google business page. And here you can see on this slide to the right, this is Love Obsessed, good Google business page. Google wants to keep you on their site for as long as possible. So they encourage you to create a very in-depth profile of your business so that people can find what they need, and they may never even get to your website. So especially for the businesses that you might feel unprepared for this time when digital footprints are very important, you might feel that you don't have the website that you want, or maybe you don't have a website at all. By helping you to understand how you can utilize Google business pages can not only help you increase awareness and traffic, but also you can actually sell and promote events right here. And we'll be able to help you with that in the coming months. And also partnerships. Like I said, you have some great allies in the region, starting with the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board. We have been in touch with them. They've already reached out to Liz. We're going to find ways that they can help tell your story through their very strong website and social media channels. Visit Philadelphia does include the entire region, including Montgomery County, and also the county itself. We've worked with Montgomery County in a couple of projects, and there are ways that we can plug information into their networks to make sure that residents of the county know about Souderton. So as I told the bid board when I presented to them last week, nothing we're telling you is earth-shattering. We didn't create a whole new marketing model for you, but we are looking forward to taking your content, building new content, and really getting new photos and information from the businesses so that we can put that out through social media, through paid advertising, through public relations, and through partnerships, and really get Souderton on the map. We think we're in for a very exciting fall. That, I will turn it back to Liz and open up for any questions. Liz, is that right?
Yes, question and answer time. Thank you so much. I know I'm excited. So, I did have a couple questions come in earlier. Let me do those quickly.
Sure.
Well, Joanne wrote in, how are things coming with the plans for the Chestnut Street parking lot? I know that we had said that the planning phase will happen more starting in the next year. John, did you have any update for us or more of a tentative date?
I surely have more input. I have no tentative date.
Okay.
The borough has received a $140,000 grant from the county. It is a matching grant. That means the borough has to match that $140,000. We are in the process of planning. The planning has just been started. Quite honestly, it has been started because of bid input and specifically because of Harry Boardman's input. The borough has a kind of a keen understanding of where we want to go with the parking lot, but we are only in the initial stages of planning at this point. But it is definitely on the docket. We have this grant to work with, and that will absolutely that will kind of force the borough to get physically involved in the process of enhancing the Chestnut Street parking lot.
Thank you. Sue wrote in, what are the plans for a bike trail to connect Souderton to the rest of other areas nearby? Bill, I know you had mentioned something the other day about bike trails.
Yes, actually, in our initial conversation with the Valley Forge Tourism Convention Board, they're actually putting together a county-wide program to promote, I'll say tourism, but remember, tourism isn't just people from out of town. Tourism is very much driven by locals as well. And I know that is also a huge priority. Biking trails and the parks are a huge priority of the county as well. So we'll be plugging in and having some Souderton trails added to the Valley Forge program.
Thank you. And she also asked about history in Souderton. I know that there's the Souderton Telford Historical Society. They have information on the Souderton Borough website, and also you can find that link to that through our website. They also have a Facebook page to find out more.
Just quickly, Liz, if you would allow me,
Sure.
Borough Council has been talking about enhancing bike trail possibilities in the borough for 15 years, perhaps, including the trail, the Liberty Bell Trail. Obviously, in a small urban environment that we have, it's kind of hard to organize areas that are specific for bike trails, but any input that bicycle enthusiasts can provide to either the bid or the borough itself would be well appreciated for that.
This is for Bill. How will you target direct advertising to people, mainly older, who are not on the computer and social media?
Sure. So we are going to, the advertising, just one piece of the marketing mix. Because we have a very limited budget as part of the funding for this program, we'll be focusing on the social media advertising to reach a large audience. But we will be, our PR team will be reaching out to newspapers, magazines, television news, and radio stations, so that we're hoping that over time we can get news that hits everybody, no matter what medium you listen to or read or watch.
Thank you.
I have a question. This is Kelly Scarlett.
Yes.
Kind of a more like maybe a twofold question. The first is just wanted to make sure that the BID and now our advertising partners here take a look. At one point, someone I know had asked about sort of what kind of businesses people in Souderton were looking for, and I threw that up on the Souderton website, or Facebook group, and tons of ideas were generated, and it was interesting to see what sort of things people were interested in seeing coming to downtown Souderton. So that might be a great thing to take a peek at if you haven't seen it. Is
that the Souderton community page? Facebook?
Harry, do you remember what I don't remember exactly which group it is, but it's like a bunch of local Souderton folks.
I think you're right, Kelly.
Liz,
It was
yes.
an awesome post.
Yeah, I want to say it was the
Yeah.
Souderton community page
Yeah, I
that
think so.
Keith Miller runs. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. So that did generate a lot of suggestions. My other thing is, what plans are there, if any, to kind of, and don't get me wrong, I love all of our borough councilors and I love everyone at Borough Hall. I'm the chair of the zoning group, but some of them don't necessarily align in terms of some of the things I think we need to do to move Souderton towards a more tourist-friendly area, or even a downtown-friendly area. As an example, repairing of sidewalks and getting graffiti off sidewalks. There's a lot of hesitancy on Borough Council's part, I think, to enforce some of those things. It took me months to get the graffiti taken off the street. There's a lot, I get it, fixing the sidewalks, I get it. They don't want to make some poor person who's suffering to pay their bills fix their sidewalk. As an experiment, I looked up some of the worst sidewalks in Souderton, and as it turns out, interestingly, almost all of them are owned by people who live in places like Buckingham and New Hope. So I get it. Yes, we absolutely don't want to, cause any suffering on a resident. But if we're going to bring people down here to walk around and to try to bring people and make it downtown, that is one of the things I think that Borough Council is going to have to see eye to eye with us on, in terms of it's got to be walkable. People aren't going to come if they can't walk down the street because it's, the sidewalks are dangerous. And so what are we going to do as this progresses? And I think it's awesome. Those of you that know me, I've been a proponent of getting downtown going forever. Is there any plan to try to get Borough Council on board kind of with some of those ideas about what the little side things have to happen, like, not letting places look scary to outsiders because they're covered in graffiti or bad words or whatever, and fixing sidewalks? Is there a plan to get that part moving?
Kelly, maybe I can respond to that. I'm Margaret Zielinski, the DAC chairperson. be encouraged that 100% of the council voted to help the bid seek reauthorization because they're committed
Excellent.
to the partnership. We're very thankful for that. I think the borough sees the same issues that you're talking about, like everybody else. It's about budget, time, how to allocate things. Because they've been so open about working with the bid, we're very confident that over time, this is not a quick thing, but over time we'll be looking at those things, trying to prioritize and do the best we can.
Excellent. Thank you. And hey, Mayor, as far as sharing the road, you could take a look at what's called a sharrow. It's what Doylestown Borough did with because the same there, all the bike paths kind of converge from the surrounding open municipalities onto a space where there's no space for exclusively bike paths. And they used a program called Sharrows, where they marked the roads in a way and signed things in terms of allowing people to understand how the path continues, but also sharing the road with cars. So that's something to take a look at if you're wondering, how other communities have solved that connection problem.
If I can provide input, Liz, you know what? I recognize your voice, but I missed who it is that is giving us this input.
Kelly Scarlett.
Oh yeah, it's Kelly Scarlett.
Kelly, well, hi Kelly. You know
Hi.
that the pres of Borough Council is an avid bicyclist, and I can absolutely guarantee you that anything the borough can do to provide bike paths in the borough is going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Forward. It is something that we've talked about with I mean, honestly, we've been talking about it for over 20 years. It's
Right.
just something that needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And the more the borough council has as physical input, the more people that talk about it, the better. The other issue about sidewalks, these sidewalks are certainly in the downtown area as well as the entire borough, the responsibility of the property owners.
Right.
And we, let's put it this way, hopefully we will continue to urge property owners to fix their sidewalks. Obviously in the downtown, those sidewalks are extremely broad, and it takes a bit of money to fix a 10 to 12 foot wide concrete pathway. But it is by code that they are compelled to do that. And
Right.
again, working, giving verbal input to Borough Council on that issue is a very good way to get things done downtown.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Holland here on behalf of the North End Market. B told me about the Zoom call. She couldn't make it tonight, so she just said to hop on. So basically, we are working right now. We have some architects that are working on some plans for what actually needs to be done at 143. Bill, Bill, that your whole plan that you're rolling out, man, that sounds really amazing as far as making people think of Souderton every day, morning, noon, and night, and as this really cool, place to visit. And as a one quick little tangent, I can just relate it to, I'm from Georgia originally, in South Georgia, and there's this little town called Thomasville that people would come from Tallahassee and from like all over to spend the day in Thomasville because it's like a cool little historic downtown. So it's just really exciting to be able to work on a project that's like, working on improving the main street of Souderton. It's really, I love living in Souderton. It's a really great town to just found my way to. And so, but with the North End Market, we are working on launching our e-commerce store and rolling that out to have something, operational, since due to the pandemic, basically the financial institutions have looked at the fact that we're asking for a pretty large sum of money to all at once, do completely transform the shell of a really old building into a food hall with a bar and event space, which as we all know has taken a huge hit through the pandemic. So we're just kind of seeing how all that stuff plays out. But yeah, in the meantime, we are really excited about the items that we've procured for the e-commerce store. That is, we as much as we love the idea of like Dr. Smith, she closed on tattoo marks, and just setting up shop downstairs. We do have a bit of planning to do, but things are looking good for this fall. Like we'll have a list of about 200 items, but at the time that we launch, of locally sourced as much as we could, like cool little artisanal small batch items from Souderton, and then more regional items as well. So we are planning on setting up the Main Street level at 143 as the pickup point for that, with online orders. The platform, the actual e-commerce store, is coming along really beautifully. Tim and I are going to be meeting with Ashley with Intellitivity, who's building that later this week to get some training and process. So that's one thing that is really exciting, that we're really excited to be working right on Main Street, just right at the corner of Hillside and Main. It's just a really great, down at the bottom of the holler, it's kind of the central point of Main Street. And again, with all the other beautification projects and the theater, Souderton really is just on the the stages being set for a really cool renaissance. And so I just wanted to give that update to everybody. We are working on getting the things a little bit more presentable too. Right now we're getting there, but yeah, thank y'all.
Thank you, Holland, for the update. I know we're very excited for North End Market. Did anybody else have any questions about Souderton Business Improvement District, or anything specifically for Bill with our marketing plan?
I have a question, if you can hear me.
Yes. What's your
This
name?
is Dan Yoakum.
Yes, hi.
I wear a bunch of hats in Souderton, but I'll just say I'm specifically speaking on behalf of myself, owner of 144 North Main Street. One thing I've been saying for a long time about the Business Improvement District is the need. One concern I have, I suppose, with the plan from en route is it does have a heavy focus on individuals coming to Souderton, not necessarily a plan to develop new businesses to come here. I realize one could argue they're one and the same, but that's not exactly the case. So I'm curious if, there are vacancies on Main and Broad Streets that could be filled, and now throughout the borough with the expanded footprint. Is there any plan to market to actually get businesses to open in Souderton?
Well, on our new website, there is a section dedicated to all the available commercial real estate. Margaret, would you like to talk about anything more with our economic development plans?
I would love to, because it's my favorite topic. Yeah, Dan, that's a great question. We can market all we want. We can put real estate listings up all we want, but if we're not bringing in the right businesses, we've missed the target. I don't know if you remember from the first slide that Liz put up, but there are various aspects that we think that are important. Beautification, marketing, etc. Economic development is its own category, and we'll get that kind of focus. Where we want to look at the types of businesses that are missing from Souderton, and then go out and actively seek them, woo them, bring them in, support them when they come in. So yeah, it's a huge focus for us, and it will be something that we have to build over time. But the plan is to start doing that in 2021.
So that's not the role. There's no consulting firm that's been hired to do that specifically.
Not at this point, that's true. But we know we will need help. That it's a very important skill set that we need, and we want to hit the ground running, so we're going to be looking for help at some point.
I also have one more question. Have members of the bid received specific guidance on the reauthorization and the mechanics of how that happens?
Not sure if I totally understand, but we are working with legal counsel and following the authorization plan. So
have businesses been told how to vote for or against reauthorization?
Yeah, actually, in our first public meeting, that question was asked. We had a partial answer, and I got back to the person with the answer. But for those that want to know how the voting process works, the best place that explains that is go to our website, and under the FAQs, there's a section. What you'll see there is that you don't have to vote yes. The only vote is a no vote. Only property owners can vote, not business owners, unless they wear both hats. This is a state requirement. It's not our rules. And
has that been my question? Sorry, my question is that been made? Have all members been keenly made aware of that?
I'm sorry, all bid members or?
All bid members. I have a concern that the last time we went through the process that it was unclear how voting occurs, how a non-vote is a yes vote. And I want to make sure that all businesses or property owners know exactly how a vote will play out.
Liz, I believe you included that information, where to go look in the letter that went out announcing this meeting. We've also been putting it on social media, and of course it's on the website. So both in mail and digitally, we've been sharing that information.
Yes, I make sure to include those links every time we share out.
Mm-hmm.
To refer to the website.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, that's okay. It's not specifically directing them how to vote, but it's directing them to the website, which can tell them.
And we also always share Liz's contact information, and she's extremely available. So we welcome questions related to that or anything else.
Okay.
Thanks, Dan.
Liz, there was just 2 comments in the chat here that Bill is looking forward to improve cycling and walkability opportunities in the borough. And then the second comment is about some of the windows on Main Street businesses are not clean and don't look desirable. They're suggesting maybe having contests for each property owner to like beautify their space. And I can speak to the fact that with some of the tree lightings we've had in the past, we have had contests with the businesses on Main Street decorating their window and then having everyone vote for who had their best decorated window. So that's something that we could probably take back to the deck and put in maybe as the beautification process.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Anything else before we close out tonight?
I have a quick question for Christina, as long as she's here. Christina, the Borough Council, the subject came up for something near and dear to your heart, and that is the holiday parade and also the tree lighting. Will Main Streets be coming out with any input or information on whether or not those things are going on anytime soon?
Yes, we will be having a meeting coming up soon, and it's going to actually be our general board meeting. So it's going to include everyone. We've talked to the executive board about it. We have sought counsel just because of, liability with all the COVID. So we are going to be expanding all different kinds of ideas. I know Borough Council has graciously given us the go-ahead to make the decision on the parade. We just want to make sure logistically it happens in the right way due to the circumstances of this year. The tree lighting is definitely more manageable. It's less of a crowd. So I am definitely hoping to have you out there, Mayor Reynolds, to push the button and light up the tree for us. So those will be in talks in the next week and a half. So I will definitely report back to Borough Council on that. And then we will post it via Facebook and put it on our website, the direction that we will be going.
I do have one more quick question regarding the Souderton Borough Park. The swing set, the one half of it's torn down, and recently we reached out to Borough Council inquiring about use of the park, and he just mentioned that there were some plans to do some, I think, renovating or doing to the park, and was just wondering what the plan was for that in a timeline.
I can speak to that if you'd like, as president of the Souderton Telford Rotary Club, who is partnering with the borough to do $1 million renovation of the Souderton Park.
That's pretty big. I think that's the setup, that it's going to be a really, really big and exciting renovation to that park. And there's already the bench. That's really exciting, honestly. I mean, that's I think we will be in store for a big surprise then.
We have both collaborators on here, but we have a question. Do we have a date of when do we have a date when the Broad Theater is opening? So Charlie or Kyle, do you guys want to give an update?
Yeah, I'll jump in, Charlie. Wait, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We are hoping end of October, beginning of November. We've hired our general manager and our assistant manager. They're starting to do the theater interiors this week, and seats come middle of October. So everything's progressing really nicely, and we cannot wait to open up.
You know, under the circumstances of the pandemic, we've made a serious investment on ultraviolet scrubbers for the air conditioning systems, so that all of the air that goes through the HVAC systems is going to be sterilized, so people will be able to breathe and come with a degree of confidence that they're, you know, going to be able to be safe there.
And I know 2 members of the En route team were up on Friday and got a little preview tour, and I saw their pictures. It looks very exciting. So we look forward to pushing that out as a major development this fall.
Yes, I got to sneak in too. We're excited.
Liz, could I add just a couple things real quick? Okay. Loved this feedback and interaction tonight. So one of the things that I want to just put out to my fellow DAC members, council members for this, is assuming we're reauthorized, and we're feeling confident that will happen because we see the value here. I'd like to suggest that we periodically do these kind of things. A number of the questions tonight were really borough questions rather than bid questions. But we're in partnership together. We're one town, and we want to work together. And I love having both organizations on this call so that we can address concerns, whether they are borough related or bid related. So this is something I think we should continue to do. And then also just want to give all the folks that are listening to this a heads up that the structure of Souderton Connects, when bid and Main Streets combined, is going to be very much committee driven. Plan on hearing about the various committees, what they do, beautification, economic development, events, that sort of thing, and plan on getting involved, because we're only going to be as good as our committee members. So I just implore people, consider joining a committee when the time comes.
Thank you, Margaret. Yes, as people registered for this meeting, I was excited to see how many did say that they were interested in volunteering and getting more involved. So we will be reaching out to you. And if anybody else has future ideas for projects, please get in touch with us. You can always present your ideas at our board meetings. There is an open invitation to share at our DAC board meetings, which are scheduled the second Wednesday of every month. You can contact me ahead of time to make sure you're included on the agenda. You can also call me at 215-723-6627 or email at coordinator@soudertonbid.com, or we can always set up a time to meet. For everyone who couldn't make it tonight, please also share the recording. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everyone.